All right. Happy Tuesday, y'all. 7-Eleven. I don't know why, but I just find this
Happy
date so
Tuesday.
fun. So we are small call-in today, but that's okay. We have some things to go over, both for the Green and Growing mentorship as well as team stuffs. Since there's not a lot of us on, we'll probably get through everything pretty quick like. But of course, stop me if at any point you have questions or anything like that. Looking ahead at our outline, of course, we should start with our mission. It is to live our best and most joyful lives and to inspire and empower others to do the same, just by example, for sure, and by fierce support, I like to add. That is our goal. There's no new coaches on the call, so we'll go straight to any wins. Did y'all have any wins that we need to discuss over the past week? I know it was
Um,
one challenge, so all the points and the things.
Something that I'm going to share real quick that I got in my own head last week a little bit with the activity tracker. And like, as you even hear me now, I'm a little overwhelmed with just all the things. And so sometimes I shut down when I have all the things and I'm just like, oh, I can't do it. Like,
Yeah,
I don't have the time to research it. I don't have like tonight I finally sat down with the point tracker that Kylie did and just went back through like, okay, what did I actually do? I know I did some shit. So what, what did I do?
hmm,
And through looking at, just even my chats so a lot of my connections are in Facebook Messenger. But so, bless that. You go back and okay, it told me I connected with this person on July 3rd and this person on July 3rd. And, like, so here I was actually sitting here thinking that I really didn't do a whole lot last week. And then, and I ended up tracking 17 points. And chances are, because I didn't stay consistent with the tracking, it probably was more than that. But
sure.
because of the fact that I didn't stay on it, but I mean, in a matter of 10 seconds, hey, Shapri, in the matter of 10 seconds, sitting down and looking at, okay, this and looking at my conversations, I was like, okay, give yourself some credit. You did do some things. So that was kind of a good feeling.
Well, and really too, if you just if you really narrow it down, like they said, to number 2, section 2 on the tracker, when you feel overwhelmed, just go to section 2. That's,
Mm-hmm.
if we really think about it, all this other stuff that we think we need to do to keep us busy or whatever, is if we just sit down and make connections, have meaningful conversations, share what we're doing. I mean, even in pockets of time, yeah, you could definitely go back in your messenger thread and see which day you did it on. So you can always track it, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that was
getting,
very nice to be able to go back to it and see.
Yeah. Can I
Like,
ask Ryan, what is it overwhelming because there's this new thing that we're doing the challenge, or is it overwhelming because you feel like you haven't just wrapped your mind around it, or what particularly is hard?
um, just the I don't even know, just having to do multiple things. I mean, just
Okay.
like I said, sometimes I just get overwhelmed with too many flat platforms and too many checkers and too many sheets and too many, where I just, instead of, like I said, just taking the time to process what it is, what it's going to help me with, sometimes I just quick jump like, oh my God, it's going to be so hard. And I
Ah,
shut down. And so just doing the dang work. Like, yeah, it's as I just told you, obviously, and wasn't really work, and I did way more than I thought, but I think the checking the boxes and got overwhelming. And
okay.
once I get back to, but to tell you, like, the beginning of the week last week when I was doing the things, I wasn't checking the boxes. I was just doing what I know I needed to do.
Mhm.
And that's why, like I said, actually going back now and trying to tally up my points, it was like, oh, like I was doing
Mhm.
it.
Mhm.
I just overthink sometimes
Did
is maybe
you,
the short answer.
did
Okay.
you write people's, did you write people's names down? Okay,
Yep.
cool. Yep.
Yep.
I guess that's something that Christine Dwyer has really talked about, is that when you're regardless of numbers or tracking or whatever, the best tracking is to write it down so we can analyze who we're talking to and where we're going with it. So. Yeah,
I
and you
think
have to find
sometimes
your own.
like that. Sure. Sometimes that baby step or half step, I should call it, is really helpful for me if I don't feel like it's conducive for me to be on the computer while I'm doing connections in little pockets of time. Then just to have, yeah, a note card or something in your purse, something easy that you can say, oh, these people. And that way it's not a whole new job when you get back to the tracker.
Mhm.
And you're like, okay, now I have to go through my messages, because that's my hang up right now
Mhm.
is making myself go do it as I do it, as much as possible. But yeah, it's just to have a little something to jog your memory. That's of course really helpful. Welcome, Felicia. So good to have you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for sending that. Sorry I'm late.
Sure.
You're good.
No, not at all. You're perfectly on time. All right.
We're just
So
going through wins.
yes,
Okay.
wins. Miss Felicia's wins. Tell us about it. Tell us about your week with the first week of the challenge.
So my first week, well, I thought I was doing all right until I saw everybody's points, but that's okay. It gives me something to work towards.
Yeah, we ain't comparing. I didn't even, if it makes you feel any better, I tallied mine and even adjusted the sheet to be better for me personally. And then I just didn't turn in the points. So at least you got that far. That counts.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. I did have my mom was able to join the kickoff call, so that was
Yes.
nice.
Fantastic.
And then I did have my aunts follow up with me and said she was interested in learning more. So that was a conversation that started about a week or so ago. So that was nice as well.
Wonderful. Yes.
Mhm.
Love it when things start to move, transpire that way. Fantastic. Okay, we're going to, now we have some people on, so even better, we're going to pop over real quick and watch Blanca's video. She's not here, so that makes it even better, right? She doesn't have to be like, oh my gosh, you guys are watching my video. Because that's why we're not watching mine. So let's see. It's going to let me just do it easily. Yes. Okay, here we are. Can y'all see her video yet?
Not yet. It looks like it's loading.
There we go. Okay.
Well, oh my gosh. Like, where can I start? It is so hard, fulfilling, honestly. Well, to be honest, when I went or even thought about going to Summit, it was like, for me, it was impossible. You know, I tried to look for all these excuses. To the point to where, okay, you know, I was like, I'm just gonna let it slide, go under the rug, whatever. It'll be fine. But to tell you one thing, it was the best investment of my life. And I tell you why. It was the best investment of my life because I went, you know, thinking, okay, you know, I'm gonna go try this thing out. I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna tell everybody about it and I'm gonna grow my business and this and that. To get there and meet these incredible people, it was like, that's what changed my, you know, my perception of what Summit was. It changed me to the point where I met different kind of people. I met different kind of opinions. I heard all these dreams and visions and whys and just real people, you know, real people that filled your life, real people that I thought I was gonna not even fit in, you know, because I mean, why would I, you know, why would I fit in? I'm quiet. Um, I'm an introvert. I keep to myself all the time. I don't like to talk to people. Just to myself, you know, but it made me realize that I've always been afraid, sorry, afraid to show who I am. because of judgment, afraid of being like, you know, pointed at and say, oh my God, look at her, look, you know, how she talks, how she dresses. I've always been afraid of just showing my true self because I didn't not want to feel not accepted. And going to Summit just changed my whole perspective and myself. These ladies helped me understand and give myself permission to be me, you know, to be me. They taught me the true meaning of this company, of this business. They taught me the true meaning of my purpose. Yes, I understand that, you know, taking care of yourself and, you know, drinking the shake or doing your workout, it's part of your job. You know, you have to take care of yourself, but making it a mission is like becoming, how can I say, it's like becoming selfless, you know. You're not only thinking about, oh my gosh, you know, I gotta take care of myself, I gotta do this, and oh, I gotta call this person and tell them about, no, you forget about you forget about yourself, and you want to help other people. They're in your mind first. How can I help them? How can I get them started? How can I let them know what this can do for them? How can you inspire somebody instead of sitting there and trying to be inspired, you know? Meeting people from different you know, countries, different everything, you know, it just all came together. And when I came home better than I left home. So if you don't even think about it, just go to Summit, experience it, be present, take it all in, and take what works for you. You know, for me, it wasn't about, oh, I gotta take all kinds of notes and I gotta do it all and I gotta do this and I gotta do that. When I felt that change in my heart of the way that I saw myself, that's what I took home, and that's what I want to implement. That's what I want to walk with, because everything else will just fall into place. But from the bottom of my heart, I promise you, if you just be present and take what matters to you and what works for you, I mean, that's just going to change your life. Literally, it's going to change your life. So that's my takeaway, and I hope that it helps you in some kind of way. So yeah.
Aw, Ms. Blanca, she got me right in the feels. So I mean, I slept next to Blanca. A lot of you met her out there for sure, but she's quiet, right? There's something about her though. She is selfless to a fault. She will do anything for anyone else already. So for her to have a perspective shift that feels like instead she gets the opportunity to actually impact others because she is so confident in who she is, it's really not changing how she is. It's just giving it a different, the motivation is a little different, right? She feels that she can be who she knows is her best version of her out loud, shamelessly. And even though that might not look like now she's a wild one, she gets to share without fear. She gets to love on others without wondering if they're how it will be received, right? She just knows that her heart's in the right place, that how she feels about herself and how she knows others should be able to feel about them is more important than the fear. And I just loved seeing that. That was special. Anybody else have something to say before we move on? Okay, so keeping with our summit theme here, Summit 2024, there is a thread in the Team YBF bod group that you can comment on. If you went to Summit this year, they asked us to close our eyes, this is when we're all in a group together, and envision our Summit 2024 moment to see what was it going to be like, how was it going to be different for us next year. And I mean, I wrote stuff down. I don't know if y'all did. I had like a lot of things that were just running through my mind, and this is the time to truly embody those feelings and those dreams and claim them. We can have those things. And so we have that thread. It's the in the Team YBF group, like I said, there's a thread that you can go and just type in there what your Summit 2024 moment is going to be, how that's going to feel. And sharing that is, and declaring it in front of others, I think is a huge part that we miss out when we manifest or wish or dream, because it is more real that way, right? When we say out loud, like, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I know I am capable of if I really put my heart and mind to it. When we say it out loud, especially to a group of women like us, oh man, like there's no better support, right? There's no better group out there that's going to just say, well, you got this then, and I'm going to help you get there, and I'm going to make sure of it. So lean into each other, know that that is going to push you that much further. And I'm really excited for next year. It's going to be magical. Did you guys get everybody got their tickets so far? Felicia, did you get your ticket yet? Are you going to? You did? Okay, way to go. Love, love, love. This is going to be fantastic. So we also have a thread for Summit 2024 on Slack. If you aren't in that, please just hit us up. Emily directly would be easiest because right now she has the only control to do that. But if you're like, hey, you reach up to your upline, we can make sure that you're in that thread. Just little announcements and stuff as we go will be there. Speaking of San Antonio next year, we have the Airbnb for up to 8 of us, 7, because Emily is going to be there, of course, is going to be in this sick house. Amy, Emily, and I walked by. It was beautiful. We're so excited. It's already booked. Longer time than what we got to stay this year, and for less money. Can I get a woot woot? Yes. So we are really excited for that, and to choose, because how hard would that be to be Emily, who's getting in the house. We have the challenge that's on right now. So everybody has their tracker. Oh, cool. Was that helpful? Was that easy to track our points using that? Maybe. Okay, so using the tracker in the Team YBF bod group, again, we have the thread where you can post those points. I checked it today. I see a lot of us have been doing that daily. So Felicia, girl, you crushing that one. Crushing. She's like, I will not miss out on these points. I need to get on her level, because I just be like getting them and then being like, where am I going to put the points? So definitely make sure you're checking in there. That inspires each other, right? If we're like, oh man, Felicia's working, she's getting it, like I want to get it too. And it's not because we're competing against each other, it's because we are inspired by each other. Energy is everything, and it's everywhere, and why wouldn't we feed off of each other in that best way? I know we like to inspire clients, like that's coach or partner, that's what we do, we inspire. So to be able to do it for each other too is that much more magical. Did anybody have any questions about the tracker, about the weekly points, about any of that? Amy?
I don't have a question, but it's just kind of a statement in that, we've used the tracker before, and some of us get, it's been kind of overwhelming and that kind of thing. But I think we just, like Joelle said, it's not a comparison. It's building consistency. Taking those baby steps. Felicia, good for you. Even just tracking what you were doing, and then you were able to analyze and really see the bigger picture each week. It's going to get that much better. But it's like you doing that just really is so cool. And, it's like we all have to remember, hey, we started somewhere. It's just like our health journeys. We start somewhere. We're doing the best we can. And if it can just build that consistency, and that is the key of what that's about. I think even when we don't have a good week for that, post it, because you know what? Take ownership. We've heard that from the top partners. We need to take ownership of our actions, analyze it as a business, and move forward with any type of shifts or changes that we might have to make. So, yeah, I just applaud everyone who, you just do it. Do the
You
work.
guys ever hear
it.
Alana? Oh, sorry, you
Go
guys
ahead.
hear Alana talk about her To Be Mindset tracker? She's like, I've been doing it like 10 years. I've been tracking what I eat. It's not a thing. It's not a time for judgment. It's not a time for anything else. It's a habit. It's brushing your teeth. And that's what we need to view the tracker as. And if you need to call it something else so that it doesn't feel like a trigger, go ahead, call it whatever you want. But maybe it's just your accountability notebook. I don't know. That sounds scarier to me, honestly. But think of it like that. Think of it like we are the scientist. We are an observer back here. This is not about what I did or did not do or any of that. This is about just knowing what the subject, Joelle, the business person, because I'm back here, is doing and what she's up to. And then it's easy to say, wow, this equals this. When my days are really busy, talking to myself right now, the past couple days with filming at Cycle Bar and Healthy Happy Hour and this and this and that, and it's just, I feel like I'm being like yanked all the places. It is harder for me to do my business stuff at the end of the day. So what do I need to do? Change my setup, change my schedule. But you can't do that. You can't make that unbiased assumption or observation rather without having some proof to show you, oh, okay, this is where I went wrong. And maybe that's what some of us need, to not turn it into a full-on journal, but like on the days that, man, my point sucked. And I really was, I had all this energy. I had allotted energy to it, right? I kept thinking about it while I was stuck at this or whatever it is. And then I didn't actually move the needle. Okay, what can I do next time? And so maybe to have a little note of like super busy appointment day. Now, when I look back, which you should, this isn't something that you should just be like tossing at the end of the day. At least I would say a month would be a really cool test time to be able to see, wow, even like when I was ovulating, I was like on them invites. I was telling everybody what was up. And then when I was bleeding, it was like, how about now? So maybe that's the follow-up time, right? It requires a little bit less energy ultimately. So just to be more aware, I talked about this actually in Healthy Happy Hour this morning, to view that yourself in that unbiased way. I think that's going to make it so that now there's less pressure and just more results associated with the tracker. Because it's not about tracking, it's about the knowing, the learning, the experiment. You're the scientist. Whichever one of those resonates with you and makes it easy for you to say, this isn't hard for me, I can do this, go with it, run with it. And I would say even something like, I'm gonna give myself a 3 minutes to fill in my tracker. Where am I at? I got 3 minutes, go. And then if you don't finish it, you'll be like, I'm just gonna finish it really quick. Like, right? We do that to ourselves though. We have this big thing in our head. And how many times have you guys done this where you're like, oh, like even pushing play? Oh man, I really want to push play today, but it's just gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. And next thing you know, you've talked to yourself up here for 30 minutes. Push and play could have been over. Dang, what a waste, right? So instead, I think that's something that we get caught up into too. I know Ryan says she's an overthinker. I feel like I am not in a traditional way, but that I am in other ways, and it's still very distracting. So if we're spending energy thinking, we could be just as easily spending the energy doing. You're spending it either way. Where are you going to throw that cash, right? So I'm really excited. Week 2, let's crush it. I'm super pumped. And if you guys need any help or brainstorm or anything that you want to figure out how to make the tracker more yours, like I said, I changed mine to make it make a little bit more sense. I added the formula at the bottom, which I've learned from other jobs with Excel, that made it so that it adds all the points automatically as soon as I put it in. Fancy, love it. If that makes it so that I feel more inspired to do it, I'm gonna do it. Do you have anything to add to that, Amy?
No, that sounds great. And you're talking about Kylie's, or you're talking, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I started with Kylie's and then I just changed it up to be my own. Yeah.
I actually did. I was looking for Power Hours to see if there was an update for the quarterly power hours, but they're typically the same times, it'd just be different people. But they did have a type of a power hour tracker in there that I did download, so I could throw that into,
Is it the one that's like teal and orange or mint and orange?
I'll have to look.
Okay.
Not the power hours, it's the actual, like, a tracker, action tracker.
Oh,
So-
okay.
Because I do know that people process things differently, so I can
Sure.
put that in the files,
Yeah.
I can just drop it in Slack if you want it there. We can
Easy.
go
Yeah,
from
let's
there.
do it. That way we can have, I mean, there is something to said for having too many options and the
Yes.
analysis paralysis.
Yep,
But
yep.
if you see one and it's like that resonates, let's go, just try it. Give yourself a week or so and then, wow, this could use a little change for me to be better. We're here for you. We can help you with that. So Summit 2024, just to circle back, you're going to be there. I'm going to see you. It's going to be amazing. Make sure you have your ticket, get in a Slack thread, and post what you expect your experience to be in that thread on our Team YBF group. For July, we were looking at our calendar here. We're on the 11th right now. We have Saturday Connect this Saturday, 8 a.m. Mountains. I'll go over that here in a second. Next week on Tuesday, our call is going to be an hour earlier, 6 p.m. Mountain, and it's going to have corporate guest Jen Thomas on again. That's Emily's corporate mentor, and she's going to be on dropping some truth bombs. We love that. The following Tuesday, back to our regular time, 7 p.m. Mountain, and it's going to be the curiosity call, the open house. That's when we'll share a couple stories. You invite the hell out of this thing. We want everybody there, even if they were like, maybe someday in the future-ish, I'll listen to what you have to offer. They're going to be on this call. This is the one for them. Okay. And then same with this Saturday, Saturday Connect. If you have people that it feels hard to follow up and be like, hey, it's me again in your inbox, even though you hardly answered me last time, but you didn't say no yet. Like, nobody likes that feeling, right? That sucks. But if instead it's your bestie, preface that, you got to know, this is my people. You're going in and I have something that I know that they need. We should do this together. This Saturday, we have the opportunity for them to test us out. And maybe you could say it like that. If somebody, especially for me personally, if they're kind of like, that partner thing, interesting, then they can see what the work is, right? We get people on this call. They just literally experience the other half of it because you got them on the call. So now they know how that works. And then they see what the workouts look like, what the platform looks like, and just what our community is all about. Because it's special. It's special. And I don't know if you guys saw in Summit, but there was a couple groups of girls, the ones in the lobby, the hotel lobby, that I was like, those girls are not happy right now. There is some drama up in the groups. And you know what? There's drama everywhere. So even an amazing, cool company like Body, there's going to be some groups of women who are still going to keep the caddy because they can't help themselves. Luckily, they usually collect together, so we don't have to we don't have to deal with them in this group. But know that you have something special here and lean in, utilize that, and promote it. We only want the best, coolest people here, and we have room, right? We always have room. You can sit with us. Do you guys have any questions about inviting our Saturday call? What it looks like? I know you guys have all been on a Saturday Connect. So yeah, Felicia.
I think I accidentally put my name down where I think Shapri said in the thread she was going to do. So just let me know if that was the case, and I'll make sure I remove it.
Oh, okay. For the Saturday call?
Mm-hmm.
Dope. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll look at it in a little bit. I'll make sure I peek tonight. Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. Even if we just have a few, everybody has like their 2 cents on something, it feels so real, and you see different people talking. Like Blanca said, like, we are all different and yet we come together, and that is something that's really special, and we need to make sure we give it that credit, right? Something that for me, one of my biggest takeaways from Summit is like, one of the women said that she had just had a baby. She was a gym girl. There was no way in hell that you were going to get her to do Body, let alone be a partner. And her bestie was just started her Body business and was like, no, I think you should do this. And she's like, don't get me wrong, I was going to do it anyways, because we are those types of friends that you have to support one another, like to that extent. So even though I had no interest and I was going to tell her I wasn't happy about it, I probably still was going to do it. That said, the way that she talked to me, she said she knew that money wasn't going to be a motivating factor. She knew that community wasn't going to necessarily be a motivating factor for me, but she knew that I had the heart to help others. And she said, you know what, even if you help one family, isn't it worth it? And she's like, of course it is. Of course it's worth it if I get to help one family. So similarly, if you get to just help one woman get plugged in to this amazing thing that we have that we can't keep quiet, then it's worth it. It's worth all the no's, at least for me, hopefully for you guys too. All right, let's see. We have our leadership retreat in October. We've gone over that a couple weeks ago, I think. You need to be diamond, or if you're already a diamond before we started this, then you need to rank advanced to 1 star. More on that soon, I'm sure, as Emily nails down all of our details. Chop Wood, Carry Water, both the book club and the program launched yesterday. For those of you who are in our group, love it. I'm crushing so far on the book. Of course, I'm trying not to get too far ahead because, I'll be like my daughter, she read over 100 pages today on some book that she was like, and I'll be like, oh guys, sorry, I'm over, it's done. But it's going really well in our group. If you are implementing that in your own bod group or on some other collective that you're running, Emily has found a really cool outline, and it sounds like this book gets used often for sports teams and the like, so there's like an outline that you can utilize in how you should prompt people, participants in your group, to be engaged and to be involved and to kind of give us that book club feel. Do you have anything to add to that, Amy?
I have read the book, actually. I read it right away when I heard he was doing this, and I listened to it. So it is definitely a really good book. And in the program itself, he does reference some of it. And obviously, because that's the program, but he does have some really good truth bombs in there too.
Yes.
It is a very good book so far and a quick read. So I know I took it along on the way to Summit, and on the way back I read, I think I'm on chapter 12 already, and I haven't touched it since because I don't want to get too far ahead, because I want to stay in the moment and kind of go along with the chapters. But yeah, it's a quick and easy read, that's for sure.
Love. All right. So to go over a few things that we have, I have so many windows open right now, I'm so lost. To go over a couple things in the bod group to make sure that we're all plugged in to all the things. Let me pop her up here. Oops. Here we go. All right, boom. So, let's see. Here is our post. If you need to look for the one that we're posting our daily trackers in this week, it's going to be here. Super easy. She has linked the tracker that Kylie made for us. Just give it a copy. Super file, make a copy, boom, now it's yours. You can do whatever you want to it. Of course, Felicia, she's the shit. There she is. Here's that thread I was telling you about, the 2024, for you to say what your summit moment is going to be, declare it, share it with the group. Know that once it is out in the universe, that as long as you keep your heart open and see the opportunities that you know you need to get there, you will. Now here is something that's really important and super cool and easy. Here are the top partner takeovers that are on the Body Basics Facebook page. They launched these the week we came back from Summit. Tuesday through Friday, they have a call. I think most of them have been about 30-ish minutes, give or take. They're not super long, but they're amazing. And Emily has made it that much easier for us by just having all the links available here, and she's adding as they go. So it looks like, yeah, this is current because today I believe should be day 9. So definitely come pop in here, click right to it, because they do get lost sometimes in the Facebook group. And if that distracts you, get it on Facebook. Boom, here's your solution. Let's see. And then here is the official Q2 for our Power Hour in Slay Squad. So this is just copied and pasted from the Slay Squad post. These are not recorded. So you need to catch it live or OL Joel, like I'd like to say. They are often though, multiple times a day. We're talking. There's opportunities for you to hop on and move the needle. And we love that. We love that opportunity. And to have people who are successful in the way that we want to be successful. We don't have to copy and paste what they're doing, right? But we have the opportunity to see what success looks like from the eyes of someone else. Go ahead, Amy.
Can you scroll up though, so I can see? Because a lot of the links, if you're not in the Facebook Platinum Presenters, because sometimes that's where they post these too. The way to get into the Facebook group is you have to be in Platinum Presenters. So talk to your upline. I was just reading that we cannot invite you into the Facebook group, but Platinum Presenters is a website from Christine Dwyer, and that's where this is all set up, a lot of these. And then also Body Coaches, I believe, isn't it? Body
Basics
partners. They do sometimes do them, but in Platinum Presenters is where they do a lot of these power hours, but there's the link. Yeah. Okay.
I think like
That should
latest-
be fine.
Yeah,
Yep,
I think our
that
latest
should-
consensus was the Slay Squad ones were more often and we're hitting harder.
Yes.
So we were pushing this way, which that's where these are. Slay Squad is like a division of Platinum Presenters, so it can get real confusing and real weird, especially because you have to go to a website for one and then you don't for the other.
Right.
I think I actually got admitted into Slay Squad before I was admitted into Platinum Presenters, which was really weird because I'm like, that feels backwards. But yeah, there's so much out there, and my only note, I guess we'll say, is these will move you because they are power hours. They are action guided. This is the faster needle pusher, if you will, than doing some personal development. That's good. It's good to have your head in the game. We need our head in the game to be our best us, and our best us is who helps the most people. That said, these are going to be, if you have to pick one thing, a quickie action hour is going to make it so that you feel like, wow, looking at my tracker at the end of the day, I did that shit. What else do we have in here? This is the challenge, the tracker that she also had reposted it up where we were posting for, because this is week 1. So I think this covers the things that we needed to in our Team YBF group. Don't forget the files, man. This is something that I don't really remember to look at until I'm on the computer because I feel like it's just so much more in my face. But there's some really helpful, quick jumps to places that Emily has linked for us so graciously, and it just makes it that much faster. Again, that many less distractions to get where we need to go. Some really useful docs in here. All right. Stop sharing, sir. It's just thinking about it. Oh no. Okay, I'm not frozen. I was frozen. Yeah, okay. I'm like, oh no. Okay, cool. Moving right along. The Body 28-day action plan group. If you were in the Green and Growing Team Body, back up. If you were in the Body group, the Green and Growing mentorship that Emily and Kylie were posting in, that was started, I think, about a month ago or close to. They were using the same content and helping us use it there that they're using in the 28-day action plan. That doesn't mean that it's not useful for you to do it again if you already have, or to start fresh if you feel like, yeah, you've lost your momentum. I feel like it's a really it's a useful tool for us, and it's something that even seasoned partners can love and utilize. I think day 1 was something like, why you're doing this, and the examples were very much like you came across somebody's Facebook post that inspired you, and you saw yourself in her, and you were like, I want to do that. She looks like she's having a joyful life. I want to do that too. So you just declare that, right? Your post is, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do this. Now, if somebody that has already been coaching, been a partner, that would look kind of weird, right? So I had took the same concept though, and made a post about, this is why I am in wellness. This is why I've decided to stay with this career as long as I have. And it's because I need the accountability. And people were commenting on it. and interacting with it because I was honest and vulnerable in a way that felt relatable, right? And the longer you are a coach, I feel like partner either, the harder that is to be relatable to the person who's never done this before. So I think that this is a cool plan that I probably will go through it quarterly, at least twice a year, to go back through and say, how can I re-engage with people and make sure that I am staying present with the person who is watching me that and maybe has never done anything physical before. I want to make sure that they feel like I am approachable and can relate to their situation because I remember it. Has everybody been using that? Have you guys been going through the 28-day plan?
So
Nice.
can I ask some for feedback? Where do you feel like a good flow is going for you? What are you, Felicia, what are you doing that where you feel comfortable and that you feel like you have a little bit of grasp on things?
So for me, it's funny you mention that because I'm actually currently in another program and we use that same the app.
Yeah.
So I'm very familiar with the format. So it's easy for me to go in there. It's just trying to make the time to go in there because I hit our groups first. But when I do go in there, I'm noticing that I've done quite a bit of what's been unlocked. So it's easy for me to, when I do get in there, to go ahead and respond and,
That's
my comment and so forth.
So are you
But
still doing it on the Mighty app?
Yes.
Okay. So they launched a new app that has the same stuff, and they decided to make their own app last minute, and it's the Body Partner app.
Oh,
Not to
I'm
give
sorry.
you
I
that's
do
where you're
have
at.
that.
Okay. Because I was like, not to give you another place to go, but I'm sure there will be more cool information and courses there, if you will, in future dates. That's awesome. If it's already a place that you're at, shoot, get it done. Love it.
Yeah. Is there anybody else with anybody else with some feedback? Crystal, what have you been doing? Or can't you talk right now?
Sorry, yes, I am definitely multitasking. But I have been using the Body Partners app. But also I had, my God, where did I even find it? There was some Facebook group that I joined before Summit. So it was like before Summit momentum type thing.
Okay.
And after Summit, they had posted these few amazing trainings from Brad Bizjack. I don't know how to
Okay.
say his last name. And somebody else. But anyway, I've been really focusing on things that they had presented. I haven't gone, I'm a little behind in the app, in the Body Partners app. I'm a little behind on days, but I get the concept because I'm not a new coach or a new partner. And hello. So I've kind of whizzed through a few of those things, but yeah.
That's okay. That's cool, Crystal. That's doing something for you the way you want to do it. And it's, being effective for you. So that's really awesome. Good for you.
Yeah. I kind of had to, like abort what I was thinking, like start over, even though you're not new. I have to start over because what I was doing was not working, or what I wasn't doing
Yeah.
wasn't working. So trying to reconfigure my thoughts and all that. So
Yeah. And I don't think you have to consider it starting over. Consider it more shifting.
yeah,
I mean,
that is true.
You're reflecting and then you're shifting and then regardless, even if we do start over, we're still farther ahead than when we actually did start.
Yeah, definitely.
So good for you.
and yeah, just even putting on your beginner glasses of how would I see this from a beginner's perspective, a new coach, a new partner. I think that that's something that is also helpful when we're recruiting new partners, that we remember what it was like in the beginning. And this is something that if you are talking to anybody who is like, I would really love to do this, but I wouldn't even know where to begin. This is the money right there. This should be part of your platter that you're serving up to potential partners as a sweet treat on that platter that they're like, ooh, that would make it not so scary. right? We break it down for you. You are not going to be on this alone. Not only do you have an amazing crew ready to support you and lift you up, but we have a step-by-step process to get you started your first 28 days so you know how to do what when. Right? Because that's the hard part. We feel like, especially because we don't want to feel like we're checking boxes for the rest of our lives, sometimes it makes it hard to know how to help someone through the process without making them focus too hard on things that may not matter long term. They've done a really good job at breaking this down in a way that these are things that are going to serve you forever, not just okay, cool, I did that. Now I'm waiting patiently in bed for my business to grow like magic, right?
I was just want to say I do like if you aren't using the partner app that and you are newer, try to dive into that because it breaks it down into such easy, tiny little bite-sized pizzas that it doesn't seem overwhelming. Connect with 2 people a day. I can do that. Not invite 15 people by next Thursday and then you'll, be successful, or whatever it is. But bite-sized pieces work well for a lot of people.
Yeah. Most of us aren't able to just quit our day job right now, even if we do believe in this 100% and we're ready to dive in 100%. That's not an option for the majority. So to have a way that we can say, here's how you work it in with what you're doing, beautiful. It's beautiful. All
Actually,
right.
today's
Oh, go ahead.
today's top partners, it was really good. It was similar to that in that offering up the opportunity to change somebody's life, but it was Christina Delgado. Becky is the last speaker, and she kind of told you how to kind of tell your story, but the one prior to that really nailed a lot of things that treating it like a business type mindset and things like that. And actually, remember to ask questions more, so say less, listen more. Those were some great tips from even Trina Gray that was at the Diamond Track. Just some really, those top partner ones, even Janelle Summers yesterday's, still just how many touch points you have to have with someone before they actually will probably say yes is about 8, 9, 10, 11 times. So, and it's not necessarily about the business, but it's just communication, building your trust. And that I think is really huge that the shift that we do need to make is that we are, what did I see a post one time? Network marketing is about strangers meeting strangers, but building relationships from that. So, if we can go into it with that without necessarily always having an agenda, except to just meet more people. I mean, I always think it's fun to meet people from wherever. And I think it's sometimes you can, that's probably enough said, but and be sure to share, some things about, you got to do what works for you, for sure.
All right. So next announcement, I think last one actually, is the Body Cup. Team Cup is coming up. Registration actually opened for it yesterday. And registration closes the last day of this month. I'm going to drop those dates in the chat so that you don't miss them. Not everybody's done Team Cup. Felicia hasn't, I don't think, because that was last year around this time, so it couldn't have been. So Team Cup happens every year in August. I think it starts August 1. There's usually teams of 5. Am I right, Amy? Teams of 5.
Yes.
And they have some really cool prizes. The goal, obviously, we're all trying to get to Success Club in the month of August. And just really, it's kind of like a little baby pod instead of our large group that we like to lean into and be with all the time. We kind of nail it down to this small group setting so we can really be in each other's business, for lack of better words. Literally, though, we in each other's business about, hey, girl, I know you said you was going to talk to so-and-so. How'd that go? And, oh, you didn't talk to her yet? Okay. Well, hurry up. So like because we are relying on each other to we have to all be successful in order for our team to be successful. I've only done the one, so that's about the extent of my knowledge. Amy, do you have anything to add with that?
I do. I've been in several. My very first one was with Emily, and I don't even know. I don't even remember the other 3 women with us. But I felt very intimidated at first because obviously I had no idea. And, and Emily's throwing out these things. So I think the key point here is to remember, because I think we all saw the shift in our mindsets, in that we are all capable of making this business our own, and that we are, whatever path you are going, if you're running, walking, or jogging, what have you, then at least express that within your group, because you're going to have runners, and you're going to have walkers, and you're going to have joggers. So you got to stay in your lane, acknowledge what you are, and do the work for that type of path. And yeah, cheer on. You're going to have a leader who sets you up in the group. That doesn't mean that person is the leader of the group. It's just that's the one person signing up. It doesn't mean you don't get to go in there and say, yeah, cheer somebody on or share something good about the day. Don't wait for somebody else in your group to share, to support, to engage, or to push. All right. Because that's what it's about. You're in a pod of 5 people. So really make a fist and push together, instead of like, okay, who's going to lead today or something. Nobody, just take ownership and run with it. And because lots of times, yeah, it's a month-long thing, and it isn't going to be anything more than what we're doing right now. It's building consistency, and that's what it's about. So the only thing is that you're going to be in a group of people that is going to be probably a little more supportive. I shouldn't say that, not a little more supportive, because we all want to be supportive. It's just going to be energy. So just absorb it, build with it. And this is one thing I am going to say, because we did come off of Summit. When you set your goals for whatever you are doing, set them high. It doesn't matter if you reach them or not. We want to help people. So set them high, even if it seems impossible, because that's when we step into what we need to do to get there. So yes, the minimum could be, is 3 people. What the heck? What do we have to lose? Let's go for, 6 people, something like that, or more, or, just dream big. And that's what's fun about it, is that let's just cut the leashes off, and no limits, no boundaries. Let's go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Never a finish line, right? Just like everything else in our lives. Okay, so I just dropped also the link to our July calendar. If any of the dates, times, whatever that I said today, if it's helpful for you to have that in that format, as well as the body cup. Like I said, we need teams of 5. So if you have in mind some people that you're like, man, if I was going to run, I was going to do it with her, then hit each other up, talk, discuss, set up a team. Let's make sure that we get these registered sooner than later, so that we can lay our foundation for some amazing things to happen in August. I know we all have it in us, and it's just a matter of putting the pedal to the metal and getting it done. This is the last call for the Green and Growing membership. If you're like, okay, what's next? And you've already finished the 28-day plan, same as the Green and Glowing or Green and Growing. Maybe we could glow too. I don't know. Sounds good. Then the next step is the Builders Beehive, and that is a separate group that Emily has started for those that are building their businesses. So if you have any questions about that and you're like, yep, that sounds like it's for me, then definitely hit Emily up. There's a form to sign up for that, so I'm dropping that in the chat right now. Let's see. Yeah. Next thing on our agenda, y'all, is Saturday Connect. This week, you can sign up to help and speak a part and get everybody excited. I think that makes it even more exciting for me to invite to when I'm like, oh, I got a part. Like, she's gonna come and see my park. It makes people they want to see you and how you are as a part of the collective, and then they want to see the collective and what that looks like, and if they feel like they'll vibe with that, right? Which of course they will. Like, look at us. Amazing. Do you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, regrets before we call it for the night?
I would say on Builders Beehive, just connect with Emily because yeah, just connect with Emily before you go through all the information. Ask her what it's about. She'll let you know.
So, anybody else? No.
Just one quick comment.
Yes.
I did notice that they are uploading the National Wake Up Call on, I listen on Apple's podcast,
Yeah.
and it was up, I think, the same day this week.
Nice. All right. That's convenient. We love that. And it gets right to the good stuff, I think. I mean, our recognition is amazing. It always gets me hyped. So I like to watch Keyshawn. So I usually catch it live, but I love that, on Facebook at least. I love that that's an option though. Really cool.
She was on this one.
Yeah, I love her so much.
I think that it is now, everything's on the podcast now too, on Apple
Okay. Good.
iPod or iPad, whatever.
The pod.
The pod.
All right.
She's got energy, but I like a little quiet. Just tone it down a little bit.
No. Turn it
No.
on.
Stop yelling at
like-
me.
Yeah, I know.
You like Sandy better?
What?
So do you like Sandy better?
I mean, I think I remember the first time I heard Keyshawn, she was in Minneapolis when Jericho was there. And she was on stage and just, there was some major energy there. And I was like, wow, does she have to yell at us?
She did. I'm gonna speak for her. She did.
Yeah, she does.
All right, y'all. Well, have a happy Tuesday. Let's get the Saturday Connect lit. Let's light it up. If you have anything, questions that makes it easier for you to talk to other people about it, don't hesitate. We're always here. And yeah, I'm excited.
Thanks for getting on, you guys.
Yes.